Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 2 of trading from a rare drop all the way up to an entire painted Atomizer set. In the last episode, we were able to get up to this inventory, so without any further ado, let's jump right in and see what kind of trades we can get. So kicking things off for the first trade of the video, we were able to buy a Black Market Gold Explosion plus 2 rare drops for 90 credits. I tried something new and I put up a post saying I had credits and was just looking for offers. And that's what a couple of these next trades are. I bought this Octane Abstruse for, I believe, is 80 credits plus the limited car. Not all of these trades, I would say, were like the greatest trades in the world, but I decided to give a few of them a shot. Here, I actually feel like I made a pretty good deal with the Sky Blue Flamethrower, and I was pretty sure I could sell it for 100 some credits. These next ones, again, the K2s I bought for 50 plus the limited car ad, which honestly I was okay with because I was looking to just get rid of some of these limited items. This next trade, we were able to sell off the Cloud Hopper wheels that we got in that trade for 10 credits. This next trade was pretty crazy in my opinion. This guy originally wanted to buy my 2 Black Market Gold Explosions with credits. However, his credits were on cooldown and he did not have any, so he offered me the Black Sterns if I threw in the K2s, and I more than gladly accepted it. And in the very next trade, we were able to sell off the Black Sterns for 260 credits, Singularity, and a Titanium White Synthwave. I kind of haggled with this dude for a long time until he finally gave me 260, and we made extremely good profit on this trade. This next trade, we were able to sell the Sky Blue Flamethrower off for 80 credits plus a Big Splash Gold Explosion, which will go for about 50 credits usually if I can sell it for that. So it's about 130 credits we should be able to make from that. This next trade, I was able to trade off the Octane Abstruse decal for Atomizer. I had this thing up for a long time, and I finally just started offering people it in exchange for Atomizer, and finally someone actually accepted. That was pretty cool. Now, as you'll notice, this is not painted. I decided to go ahead and get the default just because I wanted to complete the set. This next trade, we were able to sell off Big Splash in exchange for Equalizer plus 3 very rares. There's like I think we got the Takumi, got Matrix, and some random wheel. So we had pretty good item overpay on this trade, in my opinion. This next trade, I was able to trade off my Dingo in exchange for 150 credits. I originally had it listed at 170, and then realized this was actually over by about 20 credits, so I went ahead and lowered it down to 150. This next trade, we were able to sell off the Equalizers for 40 credits, and I think this is actually a little bit below what it was going for, but I had these up for a while, and this guy finally offered me 40, and I decided to take it. Next trade, we were able to sell off 2 of the very rares off for 20 credits. I think I could have got them a little bit more if I was patient enough, but I honestly was just kind of like looking to get rid of them. I don't really like having a lot of things clogging up my inventory, if you know what I'm saying. This next trade, I actually tried something a little bit different, and I went ahead and just put all my items in the trading inventory, same with this other guy, and he offered me these items in exchange for the items I had. So it was a little something new that I've never really tried before. And in the next trade, we were able to sell off the Hellfire in exchange for Spectra and this Honda Civic Type R Crimson. So we got a little bit of item overpay there, but not overly that much. Hopefully we should be able to make a little bit of profit off of it. This next trade, we were able to trade the Samurai off for 2 Riser Gold Explosions plus some import wheels. And I think this was actually pretty good because I think I should be able to get about 100 credits with all those items. The next trade, we were able to buy the first painted Atomizer Gold Explosion of the series. We paid 240 credits for a gray Atomizer, which I think is a little bit below the min. And the very next trade, we were able to find a dude, and I bent his arm until we could pay 180 credits for a Burnt Sienna Atomizer Gold Explosion, which I'll probably never use, but hey, it's part of the set, so we need it. This next trade, we were able to trade the Black Riser Gold Explosion to someone for 40 credits. Solid little 40 credit trade. It was actually, we were able to get more than what I was originally thinking, so that was pretty nice. This next trade, I was able to trade my Honda Civic Type R for 2 different Gold Explosions and a import body. The Big Splash is worth 50. The Rad Rock, I should probably be able to get 40 or 50, so I was pretty happy with this trade overall. And the very next trade, we were able to sell off the Rad Rock for 50 credits, which honestly, I was thinking I could only get maybe 30 or 40, but then I looked and it was actually worth 50, so this was a pretty good trade in my opinion. This next trade, I was able to find someone who's selling 2 Hextides for 150 credits. Currently, Hextide I think is going for about 150 to 160-ish. So I figured I could make some pretty good profit on these decals. This next trade, I was able to trade Spectra in exchange for these Black Invaders. I figured I could probably get about 140 to 150 for these. These are the very rare editions, sadly. The others, the exotics and the uncommons, typically go for a lot more. Next trade, we were able to trade off this Crimson Riser for two rare trades, or two very rare cars, I'm sorry, and this Dominus MDGA Sky Blue, which is going for about 50 credits roughly in there. Next trade, I was able to trade off my Big Splash for a solid 50 credits. And this came with the Samurai trade as well. So we've already made 100 credits, I believe, off of trading just a Samurai. This next trade, I was able to sell off the two very rare cards in exchange for 20 credits. I think I could have gotten a little bit more for these if I would have been a little more patient, but I was alright with the 20 credits. So these next couple of trades are a little interesting. So as you notice, I'm buying another Crimson Riser for 20 credits. Now the reason being is because I made a mistake, and after I sold the Crimson Riser, I actually forgot to remove it from my post, and a guy messaged me saying he wanted to buy it, and I invited him to the trade and everything, and realized I didn't have it. And I felt really bad, and he was kind of bummed. So I found this guy who was selling it for 20, and then I went and invited him back, and I went and sold it to him in exchange for a Lime Honda Civic Type R, which is going for 80 to 100 credits, surprisingly, which I had no idea. So we made pretty good profit on this item overpay. And now for the final trade of the video, we were able to trade a Hextide up for 130 credits, and if you know, we literally just bought these just a little bit ago in a bulk deal for 150 credits for two. So if you look at our inventory from where we started at the beginning of this episode until where we are now, we have made some insane progress. So I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you for all the support on the channel. See you all in the next one, and have a good rest of the day.